Jim is in Solihull. Hello, Jim.
Hello, Ian. I hate to say, but your mum might be a bit ashamed of you, really, if she were here to...
Oh, dear.
Yes,
Why?
well, I think so. We're not a tolerant, or well, we might think we're a tolerant society. I would say that we're a debased society. We've lost all sense of right and wrong and morality. The yardstick I would use, there are many, but the main one I would say to you this evening would be 200,000 plus abortions every year. Abortion is a euphemism. It actually means the killing or the ending of a life, surgically or chemically, of a young baby in the womb. It's not a subjective fact of religious people. It's an objective biological fact. And it's supported in this country by the government, by MPs, by the judiciary, by the medical profession, and worst of all, by the Royal College of Midwives. It's an absolute disgrace. We live in a society... So
you'd like to go back to the days of backstreet abortions, would you?
Moral to the point of wickedness. We're taking, since 1967, 10 million lives of young babies in the womb.
Jim, this is not... Jim,
you and me.
Jim.
Yes.
This is not an abortion phone-in, it's about morality in general. But you clearly would like to go back to pre-1967 when when backstreet abortions were rife and many women died because of them. You'd like to return to those days, would you?
Certainly not. I don't agree with backstreet abortions. And David Steele, if you read the research, Ian, which you ought to do, you'll find that he lied in Parliament to use that argument to force that bill through.
Isn't it funny how in the ensuing 60 years?
I'm not saying just about abortion. I could go on about homosexuality, divorce, all the other things that you're mentioning. But
by the way,
I wouldn't have time to do that.
No.
By the way, Peter Hitchens has referred to them.
By the way,
live in a deeply immoral society, Ian. Make no mistake
honestly, this is not a monologue.
Whether you want to call it sin or not, we have lost the sense of right and wrong. If you take life, if you don't cherish life, sort of a society have you got? If you can't value human life...
God. You said at the beginning of this phone call that my mother would be ashamed of me, which I think is actually a bloody cheek of you. But why do you think that?
Well, because you said that your mother herself, when she was bringing you up and teaching you her values, I think probably her Christian values, that she wouldn't have liked to know that lots of people were having abortions or divorces or becoming homosexual or, whatever else it might be. Your mum probably would have been very upset by it, but you're proclaiming it now. You're actually saying that you don't feel a sense of shame about it. You've just said it on your programme.
I've never been divorced, so I've no reason to feel a sense of shame about being divorced. I've never had an abortion. The other two things, possibly, I am guilty of.
Well, if you think about it, people are taxed heavily if they smoke and if they drink, and that's fair enough. Well, I think if people want to take the life of their own baby, if they want to contracept, bearing in mind contraceptives, with the exception of the condom, are all abortifacients, they should be taxed on it. Why should the taxpayer have to pay for someone to go to an abortion centre and have their baby either destroyed chemically or at the surgeon's knife?
Do you think that gay people should live forever with a sense of shame then because they're gay?
No, I don't think. I think people, if people are homosexual and that's the lifestyle they want to have, I think they should just get on with it like everyone else. Like we're heterosexuals, we just get on with our lives. I don't think it's certainly wrong for homosexual people to be in any way, what shall I say, bullied or in any way, incriminated. But if that's the life that they want to have, yes, carry on with it. But they shouldn't be in a position, which has happened now, where they're dominating the rest of society. Homosexual gay values, if you like, are imposed across the board at government level, sport, in schools. I mean, children are being taught and confused about all these genders that they might be. It's actually an abuse of children.
So basically, gay people shouldn't be radio presenters, should they? Because they might influence people to be gay.
No, gay people can be in any job. They can be in any job.
Thank you.
And that's part of the course. But at the same time, I don't think the homosexual ideology should prevail to the level.
Sorry, what is the homosexual? Oh my God, I'm going to have to go there, ladies and gentlemen. Jim? What is the homosexual ideology?
It is to say that in schools, children are to be taught that being homosexual is the same, is an equivalent of being heterosexual, and that homosexual marriage is the same as heterosexual marriage. It isn't.
Well, the law says it is.
It isn't. Doesn't matter what the law says. Two men can't have. Elton John and his partner can't have a baby together. They have to pay
they have had one.
thousands of pounds to a surrogate mother, and then they don't put her name on the child's certificate. But that
would have been Jim. Stop. That would have been illegal 30 years ago because gay people weren't allowed to adopt children or have children through IVF, and they are now. Presumably, you don't think that's a good thing?
I don't. I disagree with homosexual people. If you can't have a child naturally, I don't think... I don't want to go... you probably don't want me to go in describing the various actions that homosexual people are having or do have.
Oh, I know them all, Jim. I don't need you to tell me about them, but thank you very much indeed.
They can't conceive a child between the two of them.
This is true.